Have you ever stood in the middle of your living room, looked around at the mess, and thought, I just don't have it in me today? Maybe it used to take you 20 minutes to clean your kitchen top to bottom, and now just wiping the counter feels like climbing a hill in the rain. Maybe your hands ache before you even touch the sponge, or your knees protest before you make it to the laundry room. And no one sees this part. No one sees what it costs you just to try. I remember one afternoon, I was holding a broom, standing at the edge of the hallway, and my shoulder locked up mid-reach. I hadn't even started sweeping. I just froze. Not because of the pain, but because of the shame. I used to move through my house like it was mine. That day, it felt like I was borrowing space from someone stronger. That's what no one talks about, right? That deep, quiet grief. Of losing movement, yes, but also of losing momentum. Of wanting to care, but not having the energy to prove it. And yet, here's what I've learned. You don't need energy to be worthy of a clean, peaceful space. You need new tools, gentler ones, smarter ones that work with your body, not against it. Today I'm going to share 7 cleaning tricks that helped me reclaim my home, even when I was tired, in pain, or simply too overwhelmed to start. They're simple. They're doable. They're kind. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll tell you the one trick that saved me on my hardest days. It doesn't even involve moving from your chair. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching from, and how has your energy level been lately? We read every single comment, and your story might be just what someone else needs today. Take a deep breath, my friend. We're not here to rush. We're here to gently take back what makes us feel human again. Let's begin. 1. The Microfiber Wand Routine. Do you ever feel like even the smallest cleaning task has become a mountain? Like something as simple as dusting the top shelf turns into a full-body negotiation with your joints? For years, I avoided the edges of my living room. The baseboards, the tops of frames, the lamp that always seemed just out of reach. I'd pretend not to see the dust, but deep down, every time I walked past it, it whispered something I didn't want to hear. You can't do what you used to. That's when I found a new rhythm. Not a magic fix, just a gentle shift. I bought an extendable microfiber wand, lightweight, soft, and long enough that I could stay seated or stand still without overreaching. The first time I used it, I was sitting in my reading chair. I reached toward the lamp next to me, gave it a slow, graceful sweep, and suddenly, it looked cared for. I looked cared for. It wasn't just about the dust, it was about what the dust meant. For so many of us, over 60, there's this unspoken ache. We're afraid we're fading into the background of our own homes. We're afraid that if we can't keep up, we'll be left behind. But here's what I've learned. It's not about keeping up anymore. It's about keeping close to your space, your strength, your sense of self, and you don't need to do it all. You just need to do a little. Marie, 68, said something to me I'll never forget. I clean the corners I sit in, not because I have to, but because I deserve to look around and feel proud. Isn't that beautiful? So here's what I suggest. Keep your microfiber wand somewhere visible, next to your favorite chair, by the doorway, or even in the kitchen drawer. And when you have a slow minute, just give one small surface a pass. One lamp, one edge, one quiet act of care. You'll be amazed how that soft motion turns into momentum. You don't need to clean the whole room. You just need one soft win, one quiet yes to yourself. And if you start to feel that pull, like maybe, just maybe, you can still make your space feel like home, well, good. That means you're ready for what's next. Because the next trick doesn't just clean a surface, it clears the path ahead. You can do this too. 2. The sit and spray floor. Tidy. Have you ever looked at your floors and thought, I know it's messy, but I just can't get down there today? Maybe it's not even about energy. It's the knees, the back, the fear that if you go down, you might not get back up easily. I've been there, more than once. There was a week when a plastic food container lid sat in the corner of my kitchen for 4 days. Not because I was lazy, but because bending down just wasn't worth the price my joints would pay. But here's a gentle shift that changed everything for me. The sit and spray. I keep a sturdy folding chair in the kitchen near where the most crumbs and smudges gather. I sit comfortably, and I keep a spray bottle of diluted white vinegar and a soft cloth within reach. No kneeling, no twisting, just seated care. I spray a little section at a time, give it a gentle wipe, and rest in between. If something needs to be picked up from the floor, I use a reacher tool. It cost me under $15, and it's been worth its weight in peace of mind. I remember visiting my friend Helen, 72, who lives alone after losing her husband. She told me, "I used to feel ashamed that my kitchen wasn't as clean as it was when I was 40. But then I asked myself, why am I comparing this version of me to someone who had 2 good knees and a partner to help?" That stuck with me. She's right. We hold ourselves to past standards as if nothing's changed. But our bodies have changed. Our energy has changed. And we deserve tools that respect that. The sit and spray isn't about getting every corner perfect. It's about giving yourself permission to care for your space without punishment. You're not falling behind. You're adapting. You're still showing up, just with more kindness this time. So if you've got a spot on the floor that's been bothering you, try this. Grab a chair, sit, spray, wipe what's easy. Let the rest go. Maybe tomorrow's another small patch. Or maybe that one clean section is enough to make you smile when you walk by. That counts too. And when you start to feel that tiny lift in your spirit, that quiet, "I can still do this," hold on to it, because the next trick is even simpler, and it can make you feel supported from the moment you wake up. You can do this too. 3. The basket method for hidden clutter. Have you ever told yourself, "I'll get to that cabinet later," and then weeks go by, and you still haven't opened it? Maybe it's the hallway closet with the avalanche of scarves, or the drawer where expired coupons and old receipts live in quiet chaos. You shut the door, pretend it's not there, and move on. But deep down, you know. The clutter is growing in places you no longer want to reach, kneel, or bend. That used to be me with the cupboard under my bathroom sink. It was like a little cave of forgotten products, tangled cords, and mystery items I didn't even remember buying. I dreaded opening it. Until one day, out of sheer frustration, I sat on a stool, took a deep breath, and tried something small. I took 3 soft, handled baskets, nothing fancy, just the ones I had around the house, and grouped everything by type, one for daily use, one for extras, and one for things I still needed to decide on. And suddenly, the scary cabinet wasn't scary anymore. I could just pull out a basket, stay seated, and find what I needed in seconds. Have you ever wished your storage worked for you, instead of making you work harder just to access it? My friend Lorraine, 71, told me over tea, "I used to think organizing was for women younger or stronger than me, but now I keep baskets in every low drawer. I don't reach in anymore. I just pull out the basket, sort it in my lap, and slide it back." This trick may sound simple, but its emotional impact is real. When we live with pain, fatigue, or limited mobility, it's easy to let hidden clutter become a silent source of shame. We don't talk about it, but we feel it every time we open that drawer and feel defeated. And the more we avoid, the heavier it gets. But here's what I've learned. You don't have to overhaul your whole home. Just reclaim one corner, one cabinet, one shelf with grace, with patience. So if there's a place in your home that's been quietly bothering you, let today be the day you bring in a basket, empty that space gently, and create a system that fits you now. You can do this too. In the next trick, we'll take that ease even further with something as humble as a square foot of floor space and a simple cloth. It's not about the house, it's about how you feel inside it. Let's keep going. 4. Lazy dishwashing setup. Have you ever looked at a sink full of dishes and felt your body sag just a little more than usual? Not because you're lazy, but because your back is tight, your hands ache, and every part of you says, "Not today." Dishes aren't just chores when you're over 60 and dealing with arthritis or low energy. They feel like battles. One day, I caught myself eating lunch from a paper towel, not because I didn't have clean plates, but because I couldn't bring myself to wash the stack in the sink, and that moment made me realize I didn't need to do it all. I just needed to make it easier. So I created what I now call my lazy dishwashing setup. It's simple: a plastic tub in the sink, so I never have to bend all the way in, a long-handled sponge brush with a soap dispensing handle, and this changed everything: a small drying mat right on the counter, so I don't even have to lift to put things in a rack. I wash 1 or 2 dishes sitting down, sometimes with music, sometimes while talking to my daughter on the phone, and when I'm done, I leave the brush right there, ready for next time. My neighbor Ellen, who's 68 and lives with joint pain in her wrists, once told me, "I stopped letting dishes pile up the day I let go of the idea that everything had to be done right. Now I just rinse, swipe, and stack, and it's enough." Here's what no one tells you. Feeling overwhelmed by the small things doesn't mean you're failing. It means you've been carrying more than people realize. The goal isn't to scrub like you used to. It's to feel dignified in the flow of your day. So if your sink feels like a mountain right now, ask yourself, what tiny change could make it more reachable? A stool? A different sponge? A portable drying bin? You don't need a new kitchen. You need a setup that supports you exactly where you are. You can do this too. And up next, we'll look at one of the easiest tricks for maintaining momentum on hard days, even when your body begs you to rest. You won't need any tools, just a shift in rhythm. Let's keep going. 5. The fragrance reset. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly felt sad? You can't quite put your finger on it. The space is clean enough. Nothing's out of place. But the air feels stale. Still. As if the room forgot someone still lives in it. That used to happen to me in my bedroom, especially during the winter months. I wasn't opening windows as often. I wasn't lighting candles like I used to, and slowly, my space stopped smelling like me. It stopped feeling like comfort. That's when I stumbled on what I now call my fragrance reset. It's not about fancy oils or expensive machines. It's about choosing a scent that soothes your soul and placing it somewhere you pass by often. For me, it's a small bowl of dried lavender and orange peel near my reading chair. For my friend Sheila, it's a tiny roll-on bottle of eucalyptus and peppermint she dabs on a tissue and tucks near her pillow each morning. What it does is simple. It tells your nervous system, "You're safe here." It says, "This is home. This is peace." When your energy is low and your body aches, your senses become more sensitive, and sometimes a soft smell can lift your whole mood. I remember Sheila telling me, "On days when my knees won't let me move much, I still sit by that window and breathe in the scent. It's silly maybe, but I feel cleaner, lighter. Like my home is still being taken care of, even when I can't do much." We don't talk enough about this, the quiet fear that our home will slip into stillness if we stop moving, that the place we love might turn heavy without our energy in it. But scent remembers us and resets us. So if you've been feeling out of rhythm, try this. Place a gentle fragrance somewhere small, where it can greet you without effort. A drawer sachet, a citrus rind in the sink, a lavender spritz on your robe. It's a tiny step that says, "I still belong in this space." You can do this too. And coming next, what if the key to cleaner spaces wasn't moving more, but simply moving smarter? I'll show you one brilliant tool that can help you declutter without ever bending down. Stick with me. 6. Phone friend cleaning moments. Have you ever noticed how some chores feel easier when someone's just there? Not doing it for you. Not even helping, really. Just being on the other end of the line while you fold a towel or wipe down a counter. It's like a little invisible hand on your back saying, "Keep going, I've got you." This is what I call the phone friend cleaning moment. It started by accident. I was chatting with my sister one afternoon, just catching up. I had a basket of laundry by my feet, had been sitting there for 3 days. Without thinking, I reached in and folded one towel, then another, then the whole basket. All while we talked about nothing in particular. There was no pressure, no timer, no checklist, just connection, and a little movement along the way. The beauty of this trick is it doesn't require energy you don't have. It works with what's already part of your rhythm, those regular phone calls or check-ins. Instead of sitting still, try doing one small task during the call. Maybe it's sorting the mail. Maybe it's dusting a tabletop with your free hand. Maybe it's just moving a dish from the table to the sink. My friend Lucille, who has chronic hip pain, swears by it. She told me, "Sometimes I feel too tired to do anything, but when my daughter calls, I just start wiping the table. It gives my hands something to do, and it makes me feel normal, like I'm still in my life." There's a quiet fear many of us carry that slowing down means we've stopped being useful, that our home will outgrow us. But staying tidy doesn't have to be loud or exhausting. It can be gentle, social, even a little silly. So next time you find yourself putting off a task, try this. Call someone you love. Let the sound of their voice become your background music. Start with just one action, and let the rest follow. You can do this too. And coming next, what if your best cleaning days actually begin when you let go of guilt? I'll show you one final mindset shift that could change the way you look at your whole home. Stay with me. 7. The compassion counter. Have you ever stood at your kitchen counter and sighed, not because it was messy, but because it reminded you you weren't who you used to be? Maybe the coffee mug felt heavier than usual, or the crumbs on the surface looked more like defeat than dirt. It's strange how the same countertop can feel like a battlefield when your joints ache, or when your energy dips low for days on end. That's why I started keeping what I now call a compassion counter. No, not a perfectly organized marble surface or a Pinterest-worthy tray of trinkets. Just one little corner of my kitchen that offers me ease. One space I've cleared out completely, except for what I truly need every morning. A lightweight kettle, my favorite tea mug with the wide handle, and a little photo of my grandson smiling with peanut butter on his nose. The idea is simple. Don't try to tackle the whole kitchen. Just claim one spot as your place of gentleness. Keep it light. Keep it reachable. Keep it soothing. On hard days, that's the only place I go. And somehow, it's enough. I remember talking to Grace, 72, who's been managing arthritis for over a decade. She said, "Some mornings, I feel like my body has declared its own snow day. Nothing works the way it used to. But when I see my counter clear and my cup waiting, I don't feel behind. I feel cared for." There's a hidden heartache many women over 60 carry, the guilt of no longer being able to do what once felt simple, of seeing your hands slow down, of wondering silently, will I always feel this far behind? But the truth is, cleaning doesn't have to be all or nothing, and taking care of your space doesn't mean exhausting yourself. It can begin with one act of compassion toward your own body. So here's my gentle suggestion. What's one small spot you can turn into your compassion counter? It could be your nightstand, a bathroom shelf, the kitchen windowsill. Let it be yours. Let it whisper. You don't have to do everything. Just begin here. You can do this too. And as we close out, I want to leave you with a final breath of ease, because the real magic of a tidy home isn't in how it looks. It's in how it lets you live. Let's take that breath together, in the final moment coming up next. You don't need to chase a spotless home. You just need spaces that feel safe, easy, and gentle to be in. Spaces where you can breathe, where the counters don't judge you, and the laundry pile doesn't whisper shame, where you walk in and think, this feels like me. You don't need to scrub like you're 40. You don't need to lift what your body says no to. You need to honor who you are now. Strong in ways that have nothing to do with biceps. Wise in ways only lived years can teach. And still, always deserving of comfort. I know some days it feels like the mess is louder than your motivation. But these small shifts, soft, doable, forgiving, can help turn the volume down. That's what today was about. Not perfection, just peace. If any of these gentle cleaning tricks helped you today, I'd love to know. Which one are you going to try first? Share it below. Your voice matters here. Truly. Someone else reading your story might feel a little less alone because of it. And if no one's told you this today, you are not behind. You are not lazy. You are adapting. You are doing what you can with what you have. And that, my friend, is powerful. You can do this too. Until next time, be kind to your space, and even kinder to yourself.